The oil lamps in the wooden house cast their amber glow across the table where James and Diep sat in quiet harmony. The rich aroma of stewed meat rose like incense, blending with their laughter, a fleeting moment of peace in a world already teetering on the edge of disruption. Their love, tested by jealousy and betrayal, had only deepened after James skillfully thwarted John's scheming in the previous chapter. For a moment, they allowed themselves the luxury of believing in the future, but tranquility is fragile. And as the episode unfolded, every corner of their world would soon tremble, a knock in the dark. At 0:37, the calm was fractured. A heavy knock resounded against the wooden door, rattling through the silence. Diep's slender brows knit together as curiosity colored her soft voice. Who could it be, so early? Placing her rice bowl aside, she padded toward the door, the rubber soles of her worn sandals squeaking against the packed earth. When she pulled it open, the cold night air rushed in, carrying with it the tall, gaunt figure of Uncle Ken. His threadbare brown coat hung loose on his wiry frame, silver hair falling across a face furrowed with years. His sharp eyes flicked across the room and settled on James. Diep bowed politely. "Welcome, sir." "Please, come inside. It's cold out. Sit, warm yourself." Ken stepped in, leaving red clay footprints behind him. His eyes did not wander long. They locked on James. His voice, steady yet weighted, filled the room. "I'd like to speak with Diep alone." James, his calm facade masking a ripple of unease, rose. "Of course, sir. Please, speak freely with her." And with that, he stepped into the courtyard, the crunch of his leather shoes fading beneath the restless wind. A warning from the past. At 2:06, Uncle Ken's shadow stretched long across the wooden floor as he sat in the creaking chair by the window. Pale light accentuated the deep lines of his face, his eyes glinting with a grave knowledge earned over decades. "Diep," he began, voice low but firm, "stay away from James. He is not the man you think." Her hands tightened in her lap, her voice trembling. "But why, Uncle? He is kind, diligent, always helping others." "How could that be wrong?" Ken shook his head, gaze piercing. "You may see goodness in him." "Others do not. His family hides secrets, his father's sudden departure abroad. Do you know the real reason?" Diep lowered her eyes, fingers clenching as though searching for answers in the floorboards. "They said it was work," she whispered. Ken's reply was sharp, unyielding. "No. There are darker reasons." "Poverty, scandals, things you cannot imagine. Trust me, distance yourself from him." Do not ignore my warning. Tears welled in her eyes as her heart resisted, but we are happy together. Why must love be torn apart? He has done nothing wrong. Ken rose, his tall frame casting a shadow that swallowed the lamplight. His voice thundered with finality. Mark my words. If tragedy comes, it will not be on my conscience. And with that, he left, the sound of his old sandals trailing red dust across the threshold. A heart heavy with doubt. At 3:42, Diep sat motionless, her eyes drifting to the fading bouquet James had left her the day before. A vow formed silently in her chest. I believe in him, yet why does my heart tremble so? Meanwhile, elsewhere in Tanman Town, Min was making a quiet transformation. At 4:19, the weary street vendor walked into a small barber shop. Under the flicker of weak morning light, his gaunt features betrayed a mix of sorrow and resolve. Cut it short, he said softly. I need a new beginning, a simple meal, a shared smile. By 5:10, James sensed the heaviness in Diep's heart. With tenderness, he guided her hand. Come with me, Diep. Let's eat. I want to see you smile again. They walked along the dusty red road until the smoky aroma of grilled pork skewers pulled them toward a humble roadside stall. The crackle of meat on hot coals, the laughter of passing villagers, all of it wrapped them in a fragile cocoon of normalcy. Diep's eyes lit with childlike wonder. I've never tried this before. It smells delicious. James grinned, carefully wrapping fresh noodles around a skewer before dipping it generously in sauce. Here, try this. Their laughter rose above the clatter of bowls and the hum of the wind. But even in that joy, shadows lingered. Uncle Ken told me to leave you, Diep admitted softly. James's reply was calm, assuring. Don't worry, it's only his way of protecting you. Trust me. Small acts of care. At 6:56, James brought her to a hair salon, watching with quiet satisfaction as soap bubbles and warm water washed away her worries, strand by strand. She emerged radiant, smiling. Thank you. I love it. Later, under the moon's silver glow, James walked her home. I must go now, a meeting with partners awaits. Rest well, Diep. Her eyes followed him, warm with both love and unease. A stranger in the road. At 7:56, fate twisted again. On her way back, Diep stumbled upon John, beaten, bloodied, collapsed by the roadside. His lips cracked as he whispered, "Water. Please." Her compassion overcame her fear. She carried him back, tending to his wounds with the same gentleness she offered everyone. Yet unease lingered. John's presence was never without consequence. Business over tea. Meanwhile, James was seated at a modest tea stall, deep in negotiations with Min. Their conversation circled around a bold vision, a bridge project to connect communities, to ease lives scarred by floods. But as Min spoke of his inspiration, a virtuous girl, humble yet radiant, who sells vegetables in the market, James's heart clenched. That girl was Diep. Both men, unknowingly, were tethered by their affection for the same woman. A foreshadowing of storms. Back in her small wooden home, Diep spooned porridge for John. Her mind echoed with Ken's warning, "Stay away from James." Torn between love and fear, her soul wrestled with doubt. But the storm was only beginning. In the preview for episode 44, the doctor's words cut through the fragile calm. Diep is pregnant. A revelation that could bind them forever, or destroy everything they had built.